Hello, Willowbrook family. Today's deep dive is into Daniel, chapter 7, verses 13 through 14. Have you ever been introduced to someone who had the title of doctor in front of their name? Now, oftentimes when I hear that, my mind assumes that they are a medical doctor. And while I'm sure they're very intelligent, they may have a doctorate degree in another discipline and not know anything about surgery or how to diagnose an illness. But they may know how to put man on the moon. It's important to understand the full meaning of their title. As we continue our spiritual preparation for Christmas, we are going to look at titles. Hundreds of years before Jesus was born in Bethlehem, the Jews were eagerly awaiting the Messiah. And Jesus is the long-awaited Messiah. However, most of them missed it because they defined Messiah in a way that was too limited. They were expecting a man to come in, take charge, and save them from their oppressors. It's a correct title for Jesus, but the full meaning was misunderstood by many. In our passage today, God is giving Daniel a vision of things to come, and a few titles are used. First, Jesus is being presented before God the Father, and notice the title Messiah is not used. Instead, the title that is used is the Son of Man. This title is what Jesus used of himself the most while he was living on the earth. In fact, Jesus refers to himself as the Son of Man 31 times in Matthew alone. In our passage, Jesus is now given a name that emphasizes his true and total identification with mankind. Jesus was all God and all man, all at the same time. You see, in those days, many were willing to call Jesus the Messiah, but few were willing to see him as the Son of God. Another title that you'll see in this passage is the Ancient of Days. This title refers to God the Father. Now, these days, when you refer to someone who is ancient, you are probably describing them as very old and maybe decrepit. But here it is far from the case. God the Father is described as eternal in nature, having divine wisdom to judge. So the big picture of this scene is God the Son, Jesus, presenting himself before God the Father in perfect obedience. His assignment will have multiple steps. First, he'll be born as a baby, being all God and all man, and serving as the sacrifice for all who believe in him. And second, one day he will return in the clouds with all authority. So, as you spiritually prepare for Christmas, we are reminded of the titles of Jesus. He humbled himself and took on the form of man to redeem us. And also, one day he will come again. So, we need to prepare for both. Have a great day in the Lord, Willowbrook.